Hey everyone, Bonanza here. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to a special video where I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour around my music room and show you the music that I have on display. Now, we've done separate music collection tours that talk about the CDs and the box sets and stuff like that. But as you can see behind me there and on the opposite side over here where you can't see, I've got things that are on display, limited edition, box sets and fan club related stuff and albums and things of that nature. I thought it'd be fun to take a quick look at those things. As I've got so much stuff of this style in my collection, I like to change it out from time to time. So this is what I have out on display now. I'm sure it'll change in due time. I'm sure you guys have your favorite collectible item that you like to have out, and that's what this sort of stuff is. So stick around for all of that. But before we get into it, if you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please click the button. Also leave a comment, hit like, all those things help support my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, as an added bonus, if you click the subscribe button and turn on notifications, you're gonna get updates about cool videos just like this. So stick around and we're gonna run through the music that is on display. All right, so here we are over at one of the sides of my music shelving. And I've got out on here a couple limited edition things from Metallica. They have, I believe, 6 of these out now, but these are called fan cans. They're paint cans that have music, and in this case, VHS tapes, because they started doing this back in the 90s. Yeah, I think it's 90s. You can tell by the logo, right? That's from the 90s. And All This For You is the title of it, and it had stuff centering around the Injustice for All period, but came with, like I said, this was Fan Can 4, but VHS tape in this one. We had a live recording at Reunion Arena, Dallas in 1989 in jewel case. Very cool. You know, hard to come by some of these cool things. Dog tags and a shirt in these things, and these were fan club only related things that were about $50 when they came out. This one here, another one of these. I don't know if I have the top. No, the top on this one is not open for me to pull out, but just showing you that. And I have all, I think, except one of these, but these are the 2 coolest ones that I like to have out on display. This here, not music in it, but if you guys know the band Kicks, and they had the album out, Hot Wire, had the song Girl Money, and this was a little bank. And I've just always really liked this thing, and so I have that out on display with these. Really good Alice Cooper album, Detroit Stories, his limited edition box set version of it. Just cool to look at, but it had a shirt and DVD and some other cool things on the inside of that. And it just ties in nicely with lining up right below that great white piece. I'm going to show you the items up there in just a bit. A Cure box set that of singles that is from the album that's got, you know, Friday I'm in Love, Letters from Elise, High, stuff like that. So the album Wish, but this was a little CD singles style box set. And then one of my favorite ones, just because the art's cool and it's so hard to come by, it's pretty rare, is this Sam Hain box set that I've got that put together all their albums, EPs, that sort, and added into it a live album that you could only get that way. And again, I think this was late 90s, maybe early 2000s, because it's got a VHS tape in here. It's not a DVD or anything like that. So we opened this up. There was a comic inside this. If I can get that off in the book, and then yeah, you can see there behind it in the back is a VHS tape. So a lot of cool things that are up here like that. Also, pop that down, some mini discs. I just thought it was cool. I used to have a mini disc player in the late 90s, and so I pulled out a few of these Pink Floyd ones, and you saw the Firehouse ones, but I've got a number of mini discs, probably 30 or 40 of these things, and so those things go on display. Let me readjust the camera and we'll look at some more stuff. All All right, so I've got the camera just a little bit higher for this one because these items are really cool and I wanted you to see this, but also in the fact of kind of the way that I chose to stair step these things down the wall here that works with the slope in the ceiling here, because this is actually a built out attic space. But in doing that, I had to find things that would work. So I went with the larger platinum record for Evolution from Journey. I got this while working in a music store, so this is a real legit one. This isn't one of those ones that you could buy off a website and that kind of stuff. My favorite thing, or one of them at least, is the Great White signed album cover. So that's not just a record flat, that is actually the album. It's in there. I bought that back in the day when it first came out of Hooked. This is the uncensored album cover. And I got to meet the band back in around, I don't know, it was 95, 97, somewhere in that era there for the Sail On album, and or Sail Away, whatever it was called. And managed to get them to sign that. So pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I just kind of always liked how that whole thing tiered down. And I actually did it on the other side, so you're going to be seeing it over there. Here I am on the other side. As I mentioned, it was sort of a mirror of where we just were. And again, we've got another platinum record. And this one here, Poison, Open Up and Say Ah, one of my most coveted possessions. So I love being able to have that out on display. I got to meet Winger back in 1992 in the Heart of the Young, or actually it's like 91 era. And I got to meet them all backstage, and this is the shirt with the backstage pass and all that kind of cool stuff being signed. But other cool stuff, Slayer action figures, I guess, if you will. Live Undead, recreating it with the tombstone and all that sort of stuff. And there, of course, is that album cover that it's recreating in that. But behind that being the Kiss box set in the guitar case. And again, one of the coolest things I've got. I loved being able to get this back in the day, but an actual little mini guitar case with the Kiss logo on it. And there is a key inside to lock it and all that sort of stuff, but there you go. Real little case like that. So that likes to sit out. In fact, the Slayer thing is actually relatively recent in that I put it out on display, but otherwise I had that Kiss logo right out there. Another one of my cool favorite box sets being the Iron Maiden Eddie Archives box set, an original first edition of this thing here with the numbered limited edition scroll, the blue background, all of that sort of stuff. It designates that I've got a few other box sets that don't fit anywhere, but I have to have them out. It's Pink Floyd, Endless River, David Gilmour, Live at Pompeii, and another David Gilmour, Rattle That Lock. So big Floyd fan, as most of you guys know, so I have those things out. And then as you can see right behind, a little hard for you to see from there, but I'm going to pull it around. I just got some other cool stuff, like I had the mini discs over there. I've got a rare Ozzy best of collection tape called 10 Commandments, and I just wanted some different formats. So it's the mini disc, it's the cassette, it's the 3-inch CD, a Black Flag, a Paul McCartney Party one, and then if that wasn't enough, I do have a Kansas 8-track. So I like to just have all the little formats out in my music room, even though I'm predominantly a CD guy that also dabbles in some vinyl. And the other stuff is these limited edition CDs. So this one here is a ZZ Top one for Recycler, and it's got metal diamond plate. Look how thick that is on there. Very heavy CD packaging there. We got a Van Halen 3, one that's got deck of cards and guitar pick and stuff like that. And I got to put these down just so that I can show you this one. Billy Idol, when this one opens up, it's a little 3D thing like that. So very cool one here for the Charmed Life album. And I have another one here for the Cyberpunk that came with a 3-inch, well, they're not called floppies at this point, but just a 3-inch computer disc. And obviously that's so antiquated at this point. And Blind Melon for their album Soup, and it is a little menu from a diner and the way that it's done. Very cool. Always love this one here, Bullet Boys Freak Show, where when you open this up like this, it's got a keyhole there in the middle that you can look through, and then the album itself. And when you do this and you look through the hole inside, it's got the 3D cutouts in there that gives you like a 3D type view of this. We've got Aerosmith, the Get a Grip limited edition, looking like cowhide. Another limited edition one for Aerosmith, but this time it's for Pump. I can pull this out. It's very, very tight. And yeah, and that's it. I had done the other ones that were on there, but just wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that I have out on display. And I've got one more place I want to show you. All right, so we're actually inside my bedroom now, outside of the music room, in front of the 800 CD wall of wonder here, but I've got a few more things across the top. And this was the original space, the little mini space that I had for displaying things before, which you can see now in my current music room that is so much bigger out there. But in here, some of the things that I got are some more cassettes, but these are record store day ones. So Aerosmith, The Road Starts Here, early 1971 recordings. Paul McCartney, Elvis Costello demo cassette. Metallica, No Life Till Leather, their demo cassette. And this one, not record store day, but Awesome Mix Volume 1 from Guardians of the Galaxy, just a cool replica cassette like that. So I've got those. And I've got some more CDs that are up here. These are just cool ones. A Dokken Japanese pressing for the album. This being a self-titled when it came out in Japan, but later for the album was called Dysfunctional. But it's got a different mix on it. It's got different track listings, so a bunch of cool reasons why to have that. But then these are promo discs. So Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness, selections from the box set. Other selections, but this time for Yes in a Word. So I love these rare CDs that you can only get. They're promo only type things. Pearl Jam, this one called 10 from 10, a radio sampler. Pulling together, you know, some of the rarities off these boxes. The versus Vitology radio sampler. The Cure, Join the Dots, also sampler from their box set. Very good selection that they did for that. And this one, a Japanese disc here, a Slash Best Of, featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators kind of a thing. So that's kind of a cool one. But this is the kind of the real thing that's on display beyond just those things that I wanted to be able to show you guys. And it's the Midnight Oil box set called Overflow Tank. So that's the logo of their hand. And you pop the top off this thing. And we've got a bunch of CDs and DVDs in there. So while not a crazy cool, say, interior of this thing, I just love this thing looking like a tank that collects water, you know, a cistern type thing. And I love being able to set that up right there. It was also very hard to come by kind of a thing when it first came out, limited edition and so forth. And so I had to track that down and wait for it to come all the way from Australia and so forth. And I'm a huge Midnight Oil fan, so I love being able to look at that thing there. But there you go, just giving you some ideas, some of the music that I have out on display. And that's the kind of stuff that I change out in time with other things that I get that are really, really cool and so forth. So maybe we'll do a part 2 of this video somewhere down the road when enough of it changes out, but hopefully you enjoyed this. Take care, everyone. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.